It's time to bring you up to date on the biggest entertainment stories. As usual, we'll be reviewing, analyzing, and dissecting the major entertainment headlines at this time. This is Tea Time on Plus TV Africa, and my name is Elsie Godwin. And here with me is the interesting duo, Ife Oshonkeye and Ife Omai.
Hi. What up?
Hi.
How's the afternoon going?
Man, let's not talk about the afternoon. How are you doing?
Well, thank you.
Okay, what's new? Anything new?
Yeah, what's happening?
I saw a post online of a woman saying that women are expensive, so you just need to find the one that is within your price range. And then some people are saying she's now beginning to objectify herself by herself. So I decided to ask you that. What do you think? So you are the feminist people.
I mean, yeah, it does come off a little, I guess it's wording, the wording of it, but other than the wording, it's really true. There's class to people, you know, you have to...
If Faye doesn't agree.
No, I didn't say a word.
I mean, I wouldn't have worded it that way. Than saying like, you know, affording, because to afford something is mean I'm buying something. But she's right in the sense that there's different classes, right? So some people, like my budget or the way I take care of myself, if I'm going to marry someone, Lord willing, the person should also be able to be in that category. In that category of, I'm not saying that I won't go for someone. I'm poor, so I can't go for someone poor. Sorry, not at this stage. Maybe if I was like up there, slightly lower, will be okay. But right now, the person has to be established and all of that stuff. So I have a class, and I think everybody kind of works.
You're a feminist.
Works in that class.
And you're a feminist. Right. Great. Picking and choosing.
Picking and choosing what?
Pleases us.
Why?
Can we move on?
You can't make that statement and say that now.
No. It's fine. I'm done going over this because from what all you just said now, I don't even think you understand what feminism means.
So educate me.
No,
seems you know better.
I'm done.
Then those are empty words. You can't make a statement. Don't mind it.
You had it with me.
Yeah, so maybe I'll have it with off camera.
After you said it on camera, please don't have
any
like,
oh, you fair with
me,
this is feminism education. No, I don't want that. So let's just move on.
No, don't educate me on anything.
Okay, Ife wants to move on. Ife doesn't want to move on. I don't know the Ife I'm going with, but we have main topics to discuss, and we're starting with this story on Priyanka Chopra Jones, who opens up about her bully. Like, she was being bullied while she was still in school, and I don't know why she's talking about it now, but I know she's starting a movement called, can I remember now? Please help me if you can remember.
The Skinclusion.
Skinclusion, yes. So I think it's off the back of that she has to share a story or something that inspired her to start this movement. And she said something, I don't know if I'm the only one picking that part, where she said she used to be a racist.
Yeah, because
I read it again, and I'm wondering,
I think she was saying
racist
that
because you were being bullied.
Well, her being bullied was based on her skin tone. So I guess she has an issue with people who are calling her that. You know what I mean? Like, if white people are always picking you out, then you have a hate for white people. It's called reverse racism. Yeah. So I'm guessing that's what she's saying. I know that in India, colorism is massive. You start bleaching your kids' skin from when they're young. Wow. There's a lot of celebrities that say that a lot. And even I think it's also in their political system. So the darker skin, there's a 4-part system or something. The lighter you are, the more successful you can be, and something like that. So I know that the colorism in India is really,
so they can
really
just
bad.
look at your skin color and know what level in the society.
Exactly, pretty much. Speaking on the class as we're just even talking about, I know that they have that system. But it seems that she's also talking about white people and not just Indians as well. And you know, it's racism. It's not. I don't want to maybe minimize her pain, but it's not a today thing. Like everyone who isn't white has gone through racism.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to exclude the white people from also going through racism, because I think we black people are also racist towards white people. Like you said, reversed racism. So it happens a lot to white people as well. And off what Priyanka is saying, big shout out to her for coming out now, especially where social media has given a lot of platform for people to bully people. So yes, it's good she's saying that and saying, oh, gain your confidence. She even went as far as telling you that, look, she did a commercial for bleaching cream or a skin whitening cream sometime back, and now that she's looking at it, she's like, she can't believe she did that. Like, she wish she could just talk to her. And now she loves her color, and I think she's beautiful. I think Indians are beautiful anyway. So whatever the color, whatever the race, I think we should just all learn to live as one. And I think that is the whole concept of the Skinclusion, which she'll be doing with what's the name of the body she's doing it with? Does anyone remember?
No, I don't know.
Okay, so she's doing it with, she's partnering with another body, and I think it's a very good thing. So the case of colorism won't come up, or everybody feels comfortable in their skin color, and you don't feel like you need to bleach.
I like that
or
you
be
brought
risky.
up. You had to do that, right? I like that
what did I do?
know what you did, but let's not rub it in. I like that you brought the part of social media bullying, because so many people have come out to talk about how they were bullied in school, and then you have the study that tells you how bullying is more prominent amongst the teenagers while you're growing up. But right now we have a new case, a new type of problem, social media bully, and we don't even know how to tackle it yet. Yes, you can sue defamation of character, but the line is just too, is it too thin now or too thick? I don't know what to say. So I hope that we'll get to the point where we get to know what to do with social media bullying. But right now, I think what she's doing is commendable, and I wish her the best.
We've seen people even in our own soil doing the same thing. What's the girl's name from Chief Daddy?
Her name in Chief Daddy?
No, she's also the one in Skinny Girl in Transit. She has a documentary called Skin. She packs her hair natural. What's her name?
Natural people will know natural people,
there's not a lot. She, you know, do you watch Skinny Girls? Yes, thank you. Beverly. She did a documentary on skin as well, and she was saying the same thing about how there's colorism.
I think we talked about it.
I think she also spoke to Bobrisky on that as well.
Yeah, she talked.
Who is Bobrisky?
Bobrisky, obviously.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think it's also in our culture. It wasn't
subliminal. I'm calling out Bobrisky. Bobrisky, what's up?
It's not just an Indian thing, it's a people of color thing. Even in the African context where there's no white people at all, there's levels. Even light skin is categorized more attractive than a dark skin. Same thing with hair texture. The straighter your hair, the nicer. There's a lot of that.
And I also think it has, like you've used the word levels, I think I would like to use that, because as much as there are people who want to be, maybe you're dark-skinned, even in this part of the world, and you think you want to be light-skinned. Even those that are light-skinned still feel like
they need to be dark.
I want to be dark. If I'm dark, I won't have so much stress. So everybody just feels like if I wasn't this way, I'll probably have less worries, or my skin will be better. I think it's a case of you looking at the opposite thing about you and feel like
I agree to an extent, but I think there's also a lot more pressure for the dark skins. You don't see a lot of representation of dark skins in beautiful things, like in music videos or in like beauty pageants. Most beauty pageants that win in Nigeria, for example, are mostly lighter skin. We even used to laugh at Wizkid, how the more money he got, the lighter his babes became. It's just a common trend that you even hear men say in conversation that I want light skin babies, or I'm dark, I can't be with the dark.
Producers and artists too. They are beginning to consciously use dark.
And I think the narrative is beginning to change completely, because I can remember when we spoke on Adesua, you know, a lot of people were of the opinion that, oh, they made her look so dark, they didn't make her look as... But there was a time we used to complain that when you put a black woman on the cover of a magazine, they tried to make her look white. And in this case, she was on the Vogue cover, and they didn't try to do any of that. They left a proper skin tone.
No, they made it darker.
Okay, let's not get into the argument. Let's go on a quick break. It's time for a break, but when we return, we'll be bringing you the latest news and more entertainment headlines. We'll be right back.
You're watching Plus TV Africa, and this is Tea Time. I loved the energy when I came in here. It was so positive. I was like, I can live here.
My real names are Akbofiokobo, Akborobomemere.
I think my father is a comedian because most times when he calls me, he's like, yo, make sure you use condom, you know, them girls out there.
So are you telling me I should have shot my shots?
Ife, you are my younger brother. Age is nothing but a number. What? I'm a vampire.
I believe in equal rights for women, and I also believe that a man is the head of the house, so we need to draw our limits somewhere.
It feels so good. Now can I do my jam now?
Yeah, you can.
Thank you.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time, and it's time for our next story, which is on how Common told his mom about his childhood molestation. I'm glad that he's coming out to talk about this because I, for one, I'm not a man, but I'm usually talking about how men are less, they have less attention, especially when it comes to issues that are bothering them. They don't want to talk about it because they don't want to be seen as some type of way, you know, and anytime I see any man come out to share his struggles, I'm very glad. I think it helps change the narrative to a certain level, especially when it comes from someone that so many people are looking up to, you know. So big shout out to him, and I hope he truly heals, because he said this came back to him in 2017, that he found a way to block it all out, live his life normally until he was on set for a certain movie, right, that addressed the issue, and then it came back all to him. So I hope he heals faster, and he's written a book, so let's see how this goes.
He's reading a book?
He's written
a book, okay, about it. So, yeah, so big shout out to Common. You know, there's this way we try to block out very painful memories. And whenever something painful happens to you, sometimes you realize, sometimes they come back to you in form of deja vus, and you're like, oh, this has happened before. But you realize it's your subconscious actually trying to blow it out because you do not want to remember that experience. So it's totally understandable that it came back to him in 2017, but I do not want to completely believe that one way or another it hasn't been coming, that he hasn't been having flashes, because this is, I'm sure that wasn't the first time he heard the story of molestation and all of that. So I think
he wasn't just ready to deal with it, because there are some conversations, there's some conversations people raise that I know I've gone through some certain things. I don't respond. I just act like I'm not listening to you because I'm not ready to have that conversation with you, because I feel like you won't understand it.
I would have preferred it if he said he wasn't ready to deal with it until 2017.
I think it's really possible if you're not to have any memory. It's very possible. Sometimes you might...
I'm not a psychologist, so I
think
I wouldn't know.
Even for me personally, sometimes where there will be things that I've spoken about before and I didn't know it was an issue, and all of a sudden in a period of time completely different from when it has happened, all of a sudden it's hitting me hard. Like, if you ask me today, is everything okay, maybe with whatever issue, I can say, oh, I'm fine. And then 2 years from now, I'm breaking down in the bathroom, I don't know what's happening, the memory is overwhelming. Sometimes your subconscious takes over from even how you want to deal with certain things. You think you're okay, and you really believe you're okay, but you're not. So it's completely different. Like you said, you're not a psychologist, neither am I, and I don't think we understand how the mind works. But I would even say, from a feminist perspective, is that even the definition, I always say on TV, that is equality of sexes. And you're absolutely right on the fact that as much as I champion equality for women, and not just for marriage, for everything, the same for men, because it's equality of all genders. We're not trying to raise women above men. We're trying to get both sexes to be addressed equally. And I think that, especially for men, they suffer from toxic masculinity, where the society has told them to talk down their feelings. Even in the society, even in Nigeria, I hear that comment, like, am I gay? Why would I be saying that? It's not a big deal. Like, you don't have to be gay to be able to want to express your feelings and stuff. So it's a really huge deal that Common, who is like, you know,
the hippie.
Yeah, he's not like some softie or whatever. Like, he's pretty gangster. For him to come out and be very vulnerable and all of that stuff, I really appreciate it. And even when he said that he went to prison and to the prison sites, and he saw that a lot of men
molested.
Yeah, I remember even feminists would tell you that there's a lot of high counts for women being molested, but they suspect that there's even more in men because there's no statistics at all.
Yeah, because they don't talk about
exactly.
it. And which is why I always say, and I will say this again right now, pay attention to your boy child. Like, ask most guys how they lost their virginity. It's usually an older person taking advantage, and they see it as being cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's time for our next story. And
okay, so you just saw a female comment. Fine. It's all good. Let's move on.
We'll have this conversation after the show. You and I.
No, you guys are having a discussion, so enjoy your...
This one is for you, though. Our next story is an Afrobeat. Okay, no, it's on Seun Kuti, who is looking like Afrobeat is about to switch home base as the governor of Ondo State is in talks and considering growing marijuana. So Seun Kuti is responding to that and saying it seems he's going to move base. I mean, what else beats having the whole marijuana thing and then having what's the food again? Pounded yam, and was it a goosey? He said.
Yeah.
When I read that, I was definitely hungry. You know, I was definitely hungry. So Ife, you can have the say.
Oh, this one really doesn't concern me.
Wow, really? It doesn't?
Does it?
You don't like Afrobeats?
I do love Afrobeats,
so,
but in connection to marijuana, I really do not get it. So I think Seun Kuti right now is, he's trying to make it look like marijuana is supposed to be part of the Afrobeat culture, which is not something I would totally be in support of, because in as much as marijuana has been legalized in some parts of the world, and it also has its medical advantages. It is also a very dangerous drug if abused. So I wouldn't want you, if you are saying that, oh, people should, because I can remember Seun Kuti was in the news recently saying that, oh, be mindful about you use your platform, blah, 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 talking about the Naira Marley thing and all of that. So I think you should also, because at the end of the day, a lot of people are scared to go to the shrine, because once you hear about the shrine, the first thing that comes to your mind is where they smoke marijuana.
I've never been there.
Do you understand? Like, we need to take that away from Afrobeat. The fact that I watched what's it called? Project Fame where Dede Mabiaku was a judge or something, and some guy came out on stage in pants trying to perform a Fela song, and Dede was so pissed.
Yeah, I think I
he
saw
said
that clip
if
too.
you know Fela, you would know that he never got on stage wearing pants. That is a misrepresentation of Afrobeat. So everybody believes, oh, for you to do the Afrobeat, you have to wear pants, you have to put a big blunt in your mouth. That's not what Afrobeat.
But that was Fela's image, though. Most of the pictures I've seen of Fela, he has a blunt.
But that's when, funny enough, if you check it, it's at home. Yeah, sometimes you see him on stage with marijuana, but I don't think we should now make it Afrobeat as evolved.
But he's not representing the whole Afro. But I think Femi Kuti is from a line of smoking.
Himself.
And
Seun Kuti, right?
Yeah, I mean Seun Kuti. Sorry, and that's his family lineage thing.
No, you can't say it's his family lineage because you
his
don't.
Father
see, no, you do not see Femi glorifying marijuana.
I mean his father. His father. As in,
well,
like,
I think I agree with
son.
Ife too, though. He shouldn't make it look like once he has to do with Afrobeat, then marijuana has
is
to be involved.
You get, but at the same time, I think what the governor of Ondo State is doing is very commendable, considering the fact that.
So what's the problem with him?
I'm saying do not mix marijuana with Afrobeat culture. That is the problem.
Not the commercialization.
I love that. When Showore came out and he said he was
that was one of
going
his
to
campaign
commercialize marijuana, we were all in support of Showore.
So what's the big deal if Shewo now does it? I'm so confused.
Okay, I think we're going to come back to this conversation because we need to touch on the Ondo State Governor wanting to do this, but we need to go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk on another interesting headline, or maybe just come back to this one. We'll be right back.
You're watching Plus TV Africa, and this is Tea Time. I loved the energy when I came in here. It was so positive. I was like, I can't live here.
My real names are Akbofyokobo, Akborobomemere.
I think my father is a comedian because most times when he calls me, he's like, yo, make sure you use condom, you know, them girls out there.
So are you telling me I should have shot my shots?
Ife, you are my younger brother. Age is nothing but a number. What? I'm a vampire.
I believe in equal rights for women, and I also believe that a man is the head of the house, so we need to draw our limits somewhere.
Feels so good. Now can I do my jam now?
Yeah, you can.
Welcome back. It's still tea time right here on Plus TV Africa. Before we went on that break, we were still talking on Seun Kuti embracing Ondo State because of marijuana, right? And Ife, you were going to say something before we went.
I was just coming off what Ife was saying, that I thought he was complaining that Seun Kuti, you know, pairing those two, he has a problem with that because he might not actually support the commercialization of weed. But if you're commercializing the usage of it, then what's the big deal if one celebrity wants to use it or another?
You're getting it wrong. It's not the usage they're commercializing. They're commercializing marijuana. That is, we would start growing marijuana. Production.
Oh, we're not going to consume the
sales.
production. Yeah, not necessarily. So who's going to eat it?
If we're going to consume it, it's going to be for medical purposes. But Seun Kuti say, imagine having good marijuana for my back pain and good for my stomach, good pounded yam for my stomach pain. That's for recreational purpose.
Okay, so my view on it is that I'm going to go with all the cities that have legalized it. I think that there is a massive problem with abusing marijuana, and I think you could get more benefits if you legalize it and you taught more in public how to smoke this thing.
But then most of them legalize it for medical purposes, not for recreational. Like there are some too, of course they do, but most of them are going for the medical purposes.
Yeah, but you and I know more, in majority of those cities, it's mostly.
Look, we all know that. Look, we're all on the same page.
Our time is up, though.
Okay.
We're all on the same page,
Yeah, we are.
We are just saying
don't make it look like Afrobeat.
Do not make it look like Afrobeat, and do not mislead the younger ones, because you don't know who is reading a Seun Kuti's post and it's like, if Baba likes it, let me start taking it.
With all of these stories, you're now up to date on all the entertainment stories. We're back tomorrow with fresh episodes of the program, but if you wish to comment on any aspect of our conversation, you can do so by using the hashtag #TeaTime on social media, or just tweet at us at Plus TV Africa. Until then, thank you to my co-anchors Ife Oshunkaye and Ife Omai. Thank you to the production team as well as our stylist Kudis Empire and Liz Harrison. I'm Elsie Godwin saying thank you for watching and have yourself a good evening.